Hello everyone, today is the day 12 of the training and here are some assignment questions. So the first question is explain OWASP top 10 security risks with example. So what is OWASP? OWASP means Open Web Application Security Project. So it is a non-profit organization. It is mainly focused on the software security. So here are some top 10 security risks. I will explain this one by one. So the first one is injection. So injection occurs when attackers exploit insecure code to insert into their code into a program. So what is injection? This attackers, what they do, they insert some insecure code and this code cannot make out that the inserted code it is insecure, it is inserted by its own or some other people is inserting it, so this code may doesn't get to know. So this examples of this injection include this SQL injection, command injections, broken authentication. Second one is the broken authentication. So incorrectly implemented authentication and this session management calls, they can be a huge security risk. So if attackers notice this vulnerability, they may they may easily able to assume legitimate users identities. So the third one is sensitive data explosion. So APIs which allow developers to connect their application to third-party services like Google Maps, these are great time savers for them. So these APIs mostly they rely on insecure data transmission methods, so which attackers can exploit to gain access to usernames, passwords, and other sensitive information. So the fourth one is XML external entities. So the risk occurs when attackers are able to like upload and include hostile XML content. So this due to this insecure code or integrations and dependencies on SCAs can find risk into a third party component. So with the known vulnerabilities and will warn you about that. The fifth one is broken access control. So if authentication and access restrictions are not properly implemented, it's very easy for the attackers to take whatever they want. So with broken access, this control flow or unauthenticated, unauthorized users may also access sensitive files, systems, or even some private settings also. So the sixth one is security misconfiguration. So just like misconfigured access control, more general security configurations errors are also a huge risk that give attackers quick, easy access to sensitive data and the site areas. Seventh one is cross-site scripting. So with cross-site scripting, attackers take advantage of APIs and DOM manipulation to retrieve the data from or send commands to that application. So cross-site scripting, so these widens attacks surface for this threat actors. So they can enable them the user accounts, they can hijack the user accounts, access browsers also. So this histories also maybe from whatever from the browser they can take the histories also. So the eighth one is insecure deserialization. So deserialization or retrieving data and object that have been written into disk or they might have been saved, can be used to remotely execute this code to this application. they uh they are also kind of attacks. So the format that an object is serialized into, it's either structured or a common binary serialization like JSON and XML. So these flows occur when attackers use untrusted data to manipulate an application. So initially a denial of services attack or execute unpredictable code to change and behavior of this application. So the ninth one is using components with known vulnerability. So no matter how secure our code is, the attackers can exploit APIs, dependencies, and other third-party components. So if they are not themselves secure, then they can be easily taken. The attackers can easily gain access through this. So the 10th one is insufficient logging and monitoring. So failing to log errors or attackers and poor monitoring practices can also introduce a human element security risk. So threat actors count on lack of monitoring and slower recommendation times also, so they can carry out their attacks before you have time to notice or react. So if we are not constantly like the logging fails sometimes multiple times if you're logging with different username and password, so that time also this we can get to know that someone else is trying to log in with our username, so that can be done here. So these were the top 10 security risks. Second one is what is endpoint? What are different types of API requests? Explain with the help of an example. So firstly, let us see what is endpoint. So endpoint is a remote computing device so that can communicate back and forth with a network to which it is connected. So here it is the definition. So examples of these endpoints are desktops, laptops, smartphones, IoT devices, and so on. So different type of API requests are, the first one is get. So get, what does get do? So get fetches status line response body, etc. The second one is head. So same as get, but it only fetches the status line and the header section. So what is the third one is the post. So post performs requests using request payloads. Mostly it is used in creating this records at this server. The fourth one is the put. Put, it is useful in manipulating, updating the resources using request payload. Uh, the fifth one is the delete one. So delete information relating to this target resource. Sixth one is the options. Options describes communication options to target resources. Seventh one is the patch. So it is very much similar to this put, but more like a minor manipulation of the resource content. So these were the ones which these are the API requests which I explained. Third one is what are samplers and listeners in load testing? Explain with the help of an example. So what are samplers? So samplers tell this JMeter to send requests to a server and they wait for a response. So these responses, so this some of the examples of the samplers are FTTP request, HTTP requests, and JDBC requests. So the first one here I have taken, this is a FTP request. Second one is the HTTP request. And the third one is the JDBC request. So what are listeners? So a listener is a component that shows the result of the sample. So it can be in trees, graphs, or simple in log files. So a listener, it is the result of a sampler, so that can be the result of this can be shown in either graphs, tables, trees, or log files. So this was about today's assignment. Thank you everyone.